traffic and this, that and the other, but just go back to your listing and get it converted. But
Yeah, those basics seem to still matter, Simon.
The shipping, not the shipping, the product funding insurance thing he was talking about, I can't remember what it's called.
The Simon.
That I'm going to look into. And the fact that I really don't want to have a big warehouse with loads of people in it.
There you go. You know part of what you don't want, that's good, you're well on your way to your why. Adam, any takeaways besides the fact that we gotta pause? We gotta pause and give Adam a big round of applause. Great job, thank you, Adam. Now that we've got you embarrassed, go.
Can't really.
You don't have takeaways. You're there all the time.
That was the case.
the drive home.
Yeah, the drive home was painful.
You need it? Really?
Oh, I would have said 11 and 9.
Painful, all right, good. Well, we'll have more at dinner, I'm sure. Matt?
I found it interesting when he said how he would still sell the business in a heartbeat. Like, just even though you can barely put his heart, sweat and tears into it, it's still a business. And if the right offer came along,
Yeah, I can tell you that's not always been the case either. Too often we get emotionally attached to these things as if they're a living being when they're just a financial instrument. It's no different than having, you know, 20 bucks or 20 quid in the drawer. It's like, oh, I was looking for that, here it is. You spend it and you move on. Don't treat it emotionally. It's a big transformation for him, so I'm glad you appreciated that. Tyrone's not there. Duncan, you weren't with us this morning, but
Well, no, particularly, I've now met a few of my clients. I've never
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah. Oh, you've never met him before. How about that? That's good. It's a small world indeed. Martina.
What I like, I think Adam mentioned this, that basically it's obvious to focus on clients that are easy to target, but actually it's important to focus on small clients that are harder to reach, because actually instead of getting the big chunk of cake, you take little pieces and they add up also to that big chunk, and that's also, I think, really important to remember, to make the extra effort for the little chunks.
Yeah, it turns out if you have the big slice of the little cake, you can really be dominant. Whereas if you try to get that tiny slice of the big cake, it's, well, you end up with table scraps, honestly. So that's a very good point, segmentation. So Tyrone, we're talking about takeaways from this morning. I know we talked about it in the car on the way back a little bit. Anything you'd like to share with the group? Any takeaways?
Yeah, probably my biggest takeaway was really how they're monitoring the progress of the employees throughout the day. I found it was really useful to see how they segmented things out, even up to on an hourly basis in some cases. And I think that's really good to measure the work rate and success of the employees and the team. And I thought that was a really good point. I also liked the fact that when they send out the samples, that they send them a message after 15 minutes of receiving it to find out why they purchased and what they were looking to achieve from purchasing the products. And I think that's something that we can all incorporate into our follow-up sequence on Amazon by just really getting an idea of what the expectations are of the customer, what problem we're looking to solve for them. So that way we can provide better service and have better customer satisfaction. So I think those were probably the 2 points that stood out the most.
Okay, cool. You weren't with this. Achilles, anything?
Yeah, two things. First, the conversion. I couldn't believe that this would be a huge change with 0.1 WhatsApp. And what Matt said about how easily he could sell the business. In my numbers, I can't even do that, so I don't know how can he. Don't know.
Yeah, it'll be for the right number. Don't get him wrong. This is a part of the position when you have a business that produces positive free cash flow. Is you get to dictate the rules. You don't need anybody. You don't. But if something comes along and it matches the right economics, great. And we still talk about that from time to time. What are to go on economics? What's the ebb and flow of the market? Sometimes valuations are sky high. That's the time you should look to capitalize, and other times they're not so good. So, how about Constantine? Any takeaways from the visit this morning?
Let me think about it.
Okay, I know I made you hustle up and get the laptop. I'll come back to you, Paul.
For me, it was how they cut costs in every corner, but still don't suffer inequality or efficiency.
Yeah, optimization in all things. Jeff?
I think the clarity of the view, the synchronicity of that throughout the organisation. So everyone was running to the same goal and the ground all the things. I think it was amazing.
Yeah, Jason went through the same stuff that I'm telling you guys will go through, just to be clear. Nothing unique in what I'm telling you. I'm repurposing content, recycling to you guys. No, really, it's the exact same formula, but it's only because that's what we use to get where we want to be, and it works. So understanding your why, driving that why through the organization's objectives, without the alignment, that's when chaos comes in. That's when it doesn't feel like it's working. And it's not easy, still always takes work, but there's more to it, so thank you, Chat. Any other notes there? No? Okay. Earlier, Chat said something like he loved like all the little tiny KPIs or something.
Oh, sorry, yes, granularity, so like the conversion rate.
Okay, yeah.
How we knew 2 samples of customers, the conversion rate goes to also anything, and the clarity on the why, so when people say, what about this product, he's more clearer. You could see still the aggressive way of thinking about wanting to go to other markets, but then he's trying to control that, focus on the UK market. So I think, yeah, anything you ask about the business, they've already looked at and got an answer, and then so they're focused.
Yeah.
And everything's driving in the right direction.
Focus is one of Jason's strengths, by the way. I don't know if this thing is up here still, but
Achiever, competition,
yeah, see focus?
focus,
Yeah. It's
restorative and strategic.
well noted. How about it, Nicole?
What resonated with me was the org chart, and that he was actually blocking the company for growth because he was in every box, and that he needed to understand that actually I need to surround myself with people that can do this jobs better than I can, and stop doing that and get on and hiring the right people, and also how they are constantly innovating. So all the different systems. And in each department, it would be at the forefront of things, so marketing, how they would be working digitally, and also at the telephone side of things. So it was really good to see that they're constantly investing and reinvesting in different systems.
Yeah, it's a systems-driven business, right? That should be a takeaway for sure. Chris?
Just how customer-centric they were, I have to say, because it's kind of a Bible way of being. If they actually do it, but it's fundamentally supported by processes, structure, they face out. That's the thing that really struck me, and although with the detail of all those touch points, they knew it, and they were very much issue, solution. They weren't selling, they were selling, the solution to an issue.
Yeah.
That just really kind of came through it.
They love the customer, and if you go look at their Trustpilot rankings or ratings, it's insane numbers. Do you know the numbers, Adam? It's like 10 or 20,000.
30,000.
Yeah, 30,000 5-star reviews or whatever. And of course, here's a little hack. When you send a sample and it gets there really quick, you get a review on that. So there's, if you guys ever do any of the Tripwire sales, make sure you get a Trustpilot or some other power review kind of thing, because that's syndicatable content, that's something you can use. But it's been a brilliant strategy because now you look at 30,000 Trustpilot reviews, or it's Trustpilot he uses, yeah?
Yeah,
It doesn't matter, whichever one, it's got a bunch of stars and a bunch of numbers, and people instantly go, I should probably trust that, right? Any takeaways?
Yeah, I mean, the first one was how there was no one thing that they dug into that you were like, this on its own is genius. And they were all smart, each little thing. You added up all those improvements and you're like, wow, this is one massive optimization that must have just taken it from, you must have just put so much more profit on the bottom line. Really impressive. And they've just done that at every level. And I don't know if that was from the business intelligence and the data analysis, or if
Adam says yes, 100% attributable to.
Or if they've realised that's how they want to manage their business, and that's the next phase for them, is to just do it more. Because they seem to have so much data, and I'm not feeling bad because they're obviously much further ahead than that, but they've really got a handle on that data and what they want to measure. And I'm like, yeah, we've got so much data, I just don't know where to start. But we have that opportunity in terms of, we have almost have Tesco Club levels of data to get into that service, which is a huge opportunity.
Yeah, so
Well, I mean, as I said this morning, it's easy to get lots of data. It's so easy. Like, companies have tons and tons of data, and it's like, well, what 10 things are the most important? And that's what's the one measurement framework. And we're going through that with them because there's so much data, but some of it wasn't always actionable, or it was mentioned incorrectly or that sort of thing. So,
Yeah, that evolution in Josh's presentation, remember data, and then you turn it into some ta-das, right? And the whole point is you start with those 10 key things, and then once you get in, it's like, all right, here's the 10 key metrics for my overall business. And then pretty soon you're like, you know what, I need 3 or 4 more for just marketing, or 3 or 4 more just for customer service, or 3 or more for fulfillment operations, whatever it is. And then that's how you kind of start to do it. If you try to do, I'll do 10 in every department, that's a nightmare. You're especially when you start that way and you're the one having to aggregate or read these things or action on them. So you start kind of at the top and then you move vertically into each department as you go. I'm surprised nobody said that your takeaway was that Steve was right.
take it for granted.
Okay. Nice cover, Cynic. Okay, Constantine, go ahead. Let's plug in if you can go. So here's what we're going to